Recording your work is a really important thing to do. Once you've sold it, that's it, you'll never see it again, and it's good for you to take a record of it so that you remember what you did and your finished outcome. So I'm going to have a chat to Mark and see if he's got any good advice for us about photographing our work.
Yes, okay. Well, if you're going to be photographing your work, generally most people use digital cameras these days. So one of the most important and first tips you want to take into account is look at taking your photographs outside on a sunny day. You might think it's best to have a big studio set up with lighting and tripods and flashes, but for digital cameras, they work best when they've got natural sunlight on a nice fine sunny day. So if you can find a good day, which is fairly rare in Wellington, when it's not too windy, especially if you're working with paper artworks, but if you can set it up outside, so you've got a nice white backdrop, say put a sheet of paper on a fence or just a large sheet of white paper, and set your painting up or your artwork or your sculpture against that, nice and straight, either in direct sunlight or just out of direct sunlight, and there's no blades of grass or bits of trees shading it or going over the front of it.
Causing any shadows or anything
Yep,
like that.
that's right, yep. And you can take your photographs in those conditions, then that's probably one of the most important tips to start with anyway.
Well, that's good to know that you don't necessarily always need to have access to a studio.
Yep, that's right. Secondly, if you're using a digital camera, of course, make sure the settings on your digital camera are changed accordingly. Most of the time when you're taking photographs of everyday things, you'll probably have your settings adjusted just for general sort of average size photographs. What you want to do is set it so that the pictures are the largest possible quality, so the biggest pictures possible that your camera can take. So often a digital camera will have an L for large or a high quality setting, so make sure the quality is the best and the size is the largest. You can also adjust the lighting settings. Some cameras have automatic functions and that's fine, so make sure you sort of change it to either automatic's okay, or change it to maybe cloudy. On a sunny day, even the cloudy setting tends to be pretty good.
Oh,
yep.
Good advice.
Also, once you've got your picture set up, your painting set up, let's say it's hanging on the wall or it's hanging on the fence or wherever you've got it set up, what you want to do is make sure that you're standing absolutely directly in front of it. You don't want to be standing to the side, you don't want to be standing up and having your camera looking down on it, but the camera would be directly in line with the centre of the picture, so that so your painting's not tilted compared to where you are.
Right, angles are important.
Angles are very important. And when you're ready to take the shot, it's very common for people to stand as close as they can and have the zoom zoomed out. So it tends to fisheye, create a bit of a sort of a bowing effect on the edges of the picture. So when you've got ready, take just one step back and use the zoom of your camera to zoom in a little bit to square the picture up. And make sure on your viewfinder that your painting's nice and square, if it's a painting of course. Make sure it's nice and square and filling as much of the screen as possible.
Okay.
And when you're ready to shoot, take a couple of shots. Digital cameras, of course, you're not paying for the film anymore. You can take as many as possible. So take a couple of shots and just review it. Zoom in, make sure it's in focus. You've got it nice and square.
Make any adjustments you want to make at the time.
That's right. And when you're ready to shoot, run off 10, 15 shots, and then you can choose the best out of 10 or 15. It's quite surprising. One or two might be a little bit off. A couple might be out of focus because you're moving your hand a bit. Yep. But you can choose the best out of 10 or 15 or so.
Sounds like my photography.
Yep. Excellent. But they're the main ones. As long as you've got your camera set up nicely, your picture's nice and straight, and in good lighting conditions, you should be able to get a pretty good shot. You work with the conditions and you work with the tools you have available to you. So if you have a tripod, you can use a tripod. If you can't shoot your paintings and take photographs on a fine sunny day, and you're forced to take it inside, then so be it. But make sure that you adjust your camera settings to suit, and make sure that if it is inside, you have as much natural light as possible. Okay. I'd strongly advise not using a flash on a digital camera. It's much better to set up your camera on a tripod, or it's much better to set it up sitting on a desk or leaning against, even a broomstick held against the camera and holding it still. Okay. is much, much better than using the flash on a camera.
Right, never had much luck with flashes.
No.
Tend to wash the colour out a lot, I find.
They're great for parties, but that's about it.
So if you want to frame your work, make sure you take your photographs of it before it gets glass in front of it. Thanks, Mark, for your really good advice.
You're welcome.